a preko 35.000 ranjenih. Među njima je i naše rodbine, braće, sestara, rođaka i veliki broj prijatelja. Akcijom Oluja i Bljesak rat je završen. Hrvatski grad Knin oslobođen je nakon 5-godišnje srpske agresije. Alfonsa Orije Oluju, taj odvažni čin završetka rata i oslobađanja hrvatskog teritorija, proglašava činom zločinaca. Želim istaknuti, akcijom Oluja hrvatski branitelji su oslobađali svoj, a ne otimali tuđi teritorij. Stoga mi Hrvati iz Australije izražavamo nezadovoljstvo i ne damo da se obrambeni domovinski rat u Hrvatskoj odlukom jednog suca proglasi okrutnim zločinačkim pothvatom. Knin je hrvatski kraljevski grad, simbol hrvatstva i zato je prošao svoju kalvariju. Krajem 19. stoljeća imao je 90% hrvatskog pučanstva, a 1991. godine svega 9%. Gospodo pravednici, zanima li vas što se dogodilo sa hrvatskim narodom u Kninu za tih 100 godina ili to za vas nije današnja tema? U Domovinskom ratu u okupiranom Kninu zatvorio se vodovod kojim se grad Zadar snabdijevao vodom. Da li to ikoga zanima? Iz okupiranog Knina su se tada organizirali napadi na gradove Zadar i Šibenik. Da li to ikoga, gospodo, zanima? Iz međunarodne zajednice. U okupiranom Kninu su se organizirali kampovi za srpsku vojsku koja je kasnije operirala po cijeloj Hrvatskoj. Da li to ikoga zanima? Poštovana gospodo, neka se kazne oni koji su počinili ove zločine. Gospodine suče Patrick Robinson i gospodine generalni tajniče Ban Ki-moon, Hrvati iz Australije vam poručuju. Dr. Franjo Tuđman zauvijek će biti prvi predsjednik samostalne Hrvatske koji je pravim putem vodio Hrvatsku u njenim najtežim danima osamostaljenja. General Ante Gotovina i general Mladen Markač zauvijek će ostati generali Hrvatske vojske koji su časno i hrabro borili za samostalni hrvatski narod i za samostalnu Republiku Hrvatsku. Zato Hrvati iz Australije ujedinjeni sa svim Hrvatima u svijetu i domovini traže da se poništi nepravedna presuda generalu Anti Gotovinu, generalu Mladenu Markača i svim hrvatskim generalima i cijelom hrvatskom narodu. I na kraju, gospodo, na putu do ovoga mjesta dobio sam poziv od gospodina Pola Šarića, predsjednika kluba Geelong, i gospodina Ante Jurića, predsjednik doma u Melbourneu. Iz opravdanih razloga nisu mogli biti ovdje s nama, ali su nam poručili da su Hrvati Melbournea i danas s nama ovdje. Hvala lijepo.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to call to the microphone again Father Smiljan, who will give us a speech.
Sad pozivamo Fra Smiljana da kaže par riječi.
Braćo i sestre, zamoljen sam od strane organizatora ovoga skupa da nešto kaže. Bio sam u nedoumici jer ja obično svoja iskustva iz Domovinskog rata, iz Vukovarskog samostana i Vukovarske bolnice obično nisam nikada iznosio u javnosti. I mogu reći da je ovo moj možda prvi put da u javnosti govorim o onome što se događalo u Vukovaru u jesen 1991. Naš samostan Svetoga Filipa i Jakova u Vukovaru, koji je nešto oko 300 godina star, je središte duhovnog života cijelog tog kraja istočne Slavonije. Ono što se događalo u ta 3 mjeseca u Vukovaru teško je opisati riječima. Zato svi mi fratri, nas 6 koji smo bili tamo u vrijeme rata, najčešće o tome nismo govorili, čak ni međusobno. Ja sam jedini imao, nazovimo to tako, sreću u nesreći, da sam izbjegao zarobljeništvo. 5 naše braće, fra Ante Perković, fra Ivan Mikić, sada pokojni, fra Branko Kosec, fra Slavko Antunović i fra Martin Ostrognaj su odvedeni u zarobljeništvo u Srbiju, Sremsku Mitrovicu, Stajićevo i Niš. To su fratri, goloruki i bez oružja, bili prijetnja ikome. Ali ostavimo fratri. Kome je prijetnja bila bolnica prepuna civila, prepuna ranjenika, na koji je dnevno padalo 100-tinjak granata? Zašto vam ovo govorim? Bože sačuvaj da u nekome proizvede bijes ili nešto krivo. Naprotiv, moramo se jako moliti prije svega za sebe, da iz svoga srca istjeramo svaku mržnju. Jer mržnja vodi zlu. Samo ljubav čovjeka oslobađa. Samo ljubav čovjeka čini sretnim. Želimo da se ovaj svijet oslobodi svake mržnje i svakog zla. Ali vidite, nepravda koja je učinjena našim generalima sada u Hagu ne pomaže svijetu da se očisti od zla. Zašto? Ma istina samo može osloboditi čovjeka, kaže Isus. Ne laž. A laž je da su generali Gotovina i Markač činili nekakvo zlo. Oni su htjeli dobro svome narodu, pa i onim ljudima koji su se tamo zatekli. Vojska je imala stroga naređenja. Ko to ne vjeruje može pogledati bilješke. Dakle, ništa nije tajno. Ono što se dogodilo sada u Hagu je pokušaj, ja vas lijepo molim, da nikada to što se dogodilo, sve da se i potvrdi presuda na žalbenom vijeću, nazovete da je to nekakva obešćašćenje Hrvatske ili diskriminacija Hrvatske. Nemojte to nikada ni pomisliti. Zašto? Ma ne može nas nitko diskriminirati. Ne može mene nitko obeščastiti. To mogu samo ja sam. Ako činimo ono što je pravedno i pošteno, pa tamo me cijeli svijet zvao kriminalcem i zločincem, ja to nisam. Stoga nikada za nas ni Gotovina, ni Markač neće biti zločinci, jer to nisu, oni su naši heroji. Kada je Vukovar pao 18. studenoga, one slike neću zaboraviti dok sam živ. Naš samostan je zapaljen i gorjelo je krovište. Iz bolnice su izvedeni ranjenici da bi bili strijeljani na Ovčari, poubijani, maltretirani. Zlo se činilo našem narodu. Je li zlo dopuštenje da se drugome čini zlo? Nikada. I ja se usuđujem reći da svaki onaj koji iz osvete nanio zlo drugome čovjeku, da je pogriješio, da je krivo učinio, da to nije smio činiti. Bilo je i takvih, i na našoj strani, koji su činili zlo. I to treba priznati i reći iskreno. Evo, nadam se da će Gospodin dati, da ćemo se svi skupiti, sabrati svoja srca, svoje pameti, da nećemo dopustiti da nas obezglave. Jer mnogi misle da nas mogu obezglaviti, da nas mogu učiniti ruljom, masom, koja ne razmišlja, nego se povodi kako netko drugi hoće. Zato zamolite Gospodina za dar Duha Svetoga, da vas prosvijetli, da možete činiti ono što je dobro za našu Hrvatsku domovinu, za vašu novu domovinu, Australiju, ono što je dobro za vaše obitelji i za sve ljude ovoga svijeta. Dao Gospodin da bude tako.
Thank you, Father Smiljan. To the microphone, I call Tomislav Beda, President of the Croatian Intercommittee Council.
Hvala Smiljan. Sada pozivamo da poslušamo riječi na engleskom jeziku Tomislava Berama, predsjednik Hrvatskog međudruštvenog odbora za zajednice suradnje u New South Walesu.
U prvom redu, hvala vam, odazvali ste se našoj hrvatskoj mladosti kojoj moramo svi zahvaliti jer je budućnost naša sa našom hrvatskom zajednicom. I would like to thank Croatian youth for showing their love towards the Croatia, for organizing today and getting all together to tell the world we are still fighting for justice. Thank you. I would like to also thank to Father Smiljan for saying the prayer, because good God was with us and He still is, and let's be with Him in the future. Thank you. Also, I am honored to welcome and thank our friend. It's not that easy to get a friend, not alone, to keep the friends for so many years like we have, the Honorable David Clark MLC. We are here to tell the world, to tell the high about Kangaroo Court. Kangaroo Court, it is nothing else than what I've done. There is no justice, and I should know that. But a powerful lobby against the Croatian people, let's get together and stand to them. Is it that the Croatian people have in the world have no right to be free and to be independent? Croatian people spoke 1990, 94% said when they had the opportunity to say whether they want to be free and they want to be independent and have their own independent state of Croatia. After that, Serbs didn't like that. They put the logs across the road, and you Croatians are not allowed to go across. In your own country, just imagine if somebody does that in Australia, United States, England, and anywhere else. What would I do? Would I accept that? I'm sure they wouldn't. When Serbs with so-called Yugoslav army start bombing villages and cities from Slovenia, Republic of Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, where was United States and also UN? Where was European community to say the Serbs enough is enough? Nowhere to be seen. And I never dreamed the Croatian people have a strength to defend themselves without a weapon. As I said, Croatian soldier went in a war with the rosary and the Bible, and that was that strength, and let's keep that way. I do, and I'm sure you believe in the truth, and also believe that we will be free from the injustice, and our generals that will be free soon, but it's going to depend on Croatia, people in Croatia, and also with us. I had an email early this morning from the ladies that were in concentration camps, that been tortured, raped by the Serbs, to tell you, to thank you for coming today, to giving them a moral support. They don't ask anything else. And also, some others, Croatians defenders, through Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, also sending their regards and telling us to be strong and believe in ourselves, and then we will be the winners. I propose that we, not only Croatian Intercommunity Council, write a letter to Hague, to the court, to UN, because UN approved this kangaroo court, and also should send the copies to all embassies in Australia. That's the only way that they will understand that we are not happy and we will not accept this kangaroo court. Once again, thank you very much for coming. Let us be together. Let us be strong. Long live Croatia and long live Australia.
Thank you, Tomislav. Next to the microphone, I'd like to call the Honourable Member, David Clark, Member for the Legislative Council of New South Wales.
Sada će govoriti gospodin David Clark, naš dugogodišnji prijatelj i član Legislative Council of New South Wales.
Thank you very much, dear friends, and it's a great honour and privilege to be here today together with Croatian Australians to speak up for those Croatian generals who have been wrongly convicted and who are wrongly held in a jail in Hague today. It's great to be here at a rally here in the middle of Sydney, where the flag of a free Croatia flies together with the flag of a free Australia, and long may those two flags fly together for the rest of eternity. Dear friends, I also see a portrait over here of a man called Message. He is shown drawn with a rat's tail and rat's paws, because that is rightly so, because this man has ratted on Croatia. Today he is shown rightly imprinted upon his forehead with a red Bolshevik communist star, and they belong together, Message and the red star of communism. Friends, I am here today because I believe in justice, and General Gotovina and General Machuk have not received justice. That tribunal in The Hague has not given a legal judgment based on law and based on facts. It has given a political judgment for political reasons. Everybody knows that there has been a miscarriage of justice. The Prime Minister of Croatia has said there has been a miscarriage. The President of Croatia has said there has been a miscarriage. The Cardinal of all Croatia, together with his archbishops and bishops, in their Easter message, say there has been a miscarriage of justice. 95% of Croatians, according to opinion polls carried out in Croatia, show there has been a miscarriage of justice, and 88% of Croatians believe that these generals are not criminals, they are heroes, and we say they're heroes as well. And friends, the protests against the imprisonment of these innocent men is spreading throughout the world. Throughout all of Croatia, only a few days ago, 30,000 people demonstrated and protested in Zagreb. And those protests are spreading all over Croatia, and they're spreading all over Australia as well. Only a few days ago, 4,000 people demonstrated in Melbourne, and they've demonstrated in Adelaide, and they've demonstrated in Canberra, and today we demonstrate here in Sydney as well. The truth of the matter is that General Gotovina is not a man of war, he's a man of peace. He's not a war criminal. He's a war hero. He is not a man who has promoted the killing of innocent civilians. The truth is, he has saved innocent civilians. That is the truth. The United Nations Tribunal opposed Operation Storm. It said it was a criminal conspiracy. They don't believe that this was an action by the sovereign state of Croatia to regain sovereign Croatian territory from a foreign invader. But we know that it was a just war. And it was a war of truth, and it was a war of justice. And it was a war that was permitted under international law. And friends, remember this, that the United States gave support to Operation Storm. It gave support through logistic support, through the jamming of Milosevic's radar and so forth. President Clinton gave support. In his memoirs he said the only way to stop Milosevic and his mad desires for a greater Yugoslavia, a greater Serbia, was Operation Storm. Let's not be mistaken about that. And I praise the United States for that today. The United Nations Tribunal says that these Croatian generals were guilty of ethnic cleansing. But the ambassador, the first ambassador from the United States to Zagreb, he says that is not true. He says that there was no ethnic cleansing in that Operation Storm at all. He said that Milosevic had ordered those citizens of Serbian background to leave the area. He told them to leave. Is it ethnic cleansing when of 175 Serbian Orthodox churches in that bitter war, that destructive war, that only one of those churches was destroyed? Only one out of 175. That's not ethnic cleansing to me. The United Nations says that those generals were responsible or involved or complicit in the killing of 324 civilians. But the truth is, those Croatian generals ordered before the war commenced that no civilians were to be touched. And after the war, any soldiers who were any way complicit in any activity were brought to military justice in Croatia, and they went to jail. Is that a criminal action? Is that criminal action of those Croatian generals? No, it is not. The truth of the matter is, in any war, innocent civilians will be caught in the crime.